I mean, 15-7 last year with a 2.66 ERA.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And now you got Arrieta, you got Lester, you got Lackey. You got three guys that'll potentially give you 200 innings.
See, their top four has winning records last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's insane.
I mean, you look at the epitome of a consistent player, and their pitching staff alone is it.
Yeah. It's a whole lot like the Mets that we saw, of course, in that all-important epic World Series of 2015.
You know, here's my favorite thing is Jon Lester. We as Royals fans have a really funny connection with Jon Lester. Yeah. He's a really fun guy to deal with, isn't he? Because I think have you ever had that friend, that one friend, you know what? And don't even say it because I know it's me. Okay? I know it's me. That you love to talk to and talk shit to, let's be honest here. And it's one of those things where it just makes you feel so good inside when they get pissed off.
Yeah.
That's Jon Lester. For you. That's Jon Lester for me.
Fair enough.
I feel like
we talk about connections. His name was attached to Kansas City. You know, the past 2-3 years. Why? Because he's got a farm that connects to Ned Yost down in Georgia. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Ned Yost, Jeff Foxworthy. All in the same area. How about that combo?
That's a comedy circle.
That'd be a fun hunting season. That'd be a good time. Of course, if it wasn't right in the middle of baseball season.
You know,
it'd be fun when they're both retired.
You know what? Speaking of Ned Yost, there's a story that I don't know if everybody's heard or not, but Ned Yost, he wears a specific number, and that number is 3. That's my lucky number, but he wears it for a completely different reason. I got that picked for me when I was a little kid, so it just kind of stuck with me, and that's what it is, you know, whatever. But with him, it's a different thing. It's Dale Earnhardt, which they were friends. They were
another hunting buddy.
Yes, and he knew Junior when he was a kid and all that stuff. I mean, so it's kind of cool to hear those kind of stories of these connections between sports. And
then another one to loop us back to the Cubs. His son, Ned Yost's son, was roommates with Ben Zobrist in college.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
See,
it's just ridiculous how many connections there are out there.
You know, it's really, 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 really sad to keep talking about Ben Zobrist because I
know, he's your man crush.
I don't want to say he's my man crush.
Well, I said it for you.
He's a good-looking man. He's a good-looking man. What do you do?
He's got a good-looking wife.
I'm not gonna go there, Tim. I am happily engaged, and I'm not gonna go there. You are not gonna bring me to that.
Yeah, Sadie, I hope you're not listening.
Yeah, she's listening, bro.
Oh,
you're in trouble. So, but you know, going back to the Cubs, who do you think is gonna be the number one hitter this year? Now we've talked about it before. They think that the MVP race is very tight of who they think is gonna be it, right? The bold statements, quote unquote, bold statements of 2016 season, and the two people which we actually love is Locane and Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Now, I disagree. Now, Locane,
they got to get by Trout.
Yeah, you got. Damn, Trout is a maniac.
But that wouldn't be a bold prediction by any stretch of the
imagination. It's not a bold prediction because Mike Trout is the most consistent player that's been in the MLB.
You know, they call him the White Bo Jackson.
He does not know. He does not know.
Yeah, when he goes and plays football also, then we'll get there. But that's a whole nother story, whole nother day.
Yeah, but you know what I'm thinking? The problem is that let's skip Mike Trout. Let's skip somebody on another team, right? He has to get past Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant.
See, and that's the thing. That's not even who I'd pick out of this lineup.
Who would you pick?
Schwarber.
Oh my goodness,
dude! He hits mammoth shots.
He's a good hitter, man. But
think about it, okay? He's still young as hell. If you had better seasons. Okay, he had one home run less than Rizzo, 2 less than Bryant. Okay, had 4 less RBIs?
17 RBIs less than Chris Bryant.
Yeah, but 4 less than Rizzo, and Chris Bryant's batting in the 4 spot.
But he also,
of course, he's there to do that specific thing.
Also pick the guy that's batting under 250, and the rest are batting above 270.
Which is what I'm saying. If he raises his average, just
by a smidgen,
ticks.
By a
smidgen, yes. Then those other numbers.
We can make the argument
when he makes contact. My God, that ball is gone.
We can make that argument all day. Yeah, you know what? Nori Aoki would have been the best hitter if he would have raised his batting average by a smidgen.
Listen here.
Come on. Get out of here.
You said
every batter
bold prediction. How bold is picking Chris Bryant?
Every
Rizzo.
batter would be better with a better batting average. Come on.
I'm just saying, he's got 500 at-bats under his belt now, just from last season. Okay? He's, again, talking about that experience.
523.
Okay, whatever. Over 500 in one season. That's going to give you some good experience. That's who I'm looking at in this lineup.
You know what is... You know who I think is an underrated player? I think that could have a big impact. It's their catcher, Montero.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, you look down the lineup. He has at least a bats out of every one, but he still put up 12 home runs. Okay,
solid. He's a solid player. He's no Salvi.
No, he's no Salvi. No Salvi.
You know what though?
There's no other Salvi.
Let's go with Salvi. Okay, let's go with catchers. Okay. Let's go with catchers for a second. Okay, because this is I don't know why. I've never played catcher. I might have played catcher one game on a fluke.
I did it one time. You know what happened?
Got hit in the balls?
Nope. I got a bat to the back of my hand.
Was it? I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
Fun. Never did it again.
Let me guess. You reached out. A person was stealing, and you reached out to go get the ball too soon.
Nope. I was just too close.
So you're stupid.
My depth perception was
off.
You're
stupid.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. I'm going to go with depth perception.
He's a pitcher.
You call it what you
He's
want.
A pitcher, folks. He's a pitcher. He's not a hitter, an outfielder. You know what? Let's go with that story. So, when we were kids, we had a baseball team, and he played the outfield.
Hey,
wasn't a good idea.
In a good year.
Wasn't a good idea.
Okay.
Now, but he could throw 85, 90, 95 miles an hour.
Oh, let's not get in over our heads. I was maybe hitting 82. Okay.
I was trying to talk you up. Nobody knows who you are. I was trying to talk you up to make you feel better.
You gotta remain humble in this industry.
Oh my God!
If we've learned anything from Matt and Nash,
he was not very good, guys. He was not very good.
I could pitch. I was the location guy. I was never the Ace Ventura blowing it by you at 100.
You weren't Wild Thing. You weren't the the Charlie Sheen.
I may have had the haircut for a little bit, but not the same kind of pitcher.
The mullet. So let's get back to catchers.
Okay.
So Salvi is maybe the most elite.
He's the best
catcher in the American League. But there's one pitcher that, or not pitcher. I'm sorry, the catcher that it may be a little bit better. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say he's better because Salvi is just so great of a person and just such a great catcher. And he's won Golden Gloves after Golden Gloves after Golden Glove, and he's consistent. But this is gonna hurt you, Tim. Who I'm thinking about?
Oh, Mr. Molina.
Mr. Molina.
Well,
now this is the question that's the $1 million question. I think the viewers and the listeners are wanting to know.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that he may or may not have killed somebody?
Okay. Not where I thought you were going with that. I'd prefer not to get sued in our inaugural episode, so I'm going to stick on the no side of the fence. However,
he does look.
He
does look a little intimidating.
He looks like an angry fella. Okay, I'd say
scary.
He's about one neck tattoo away from giving me that impression.
He may have been to prison.
Well,
who knows? He might have been a different name. Who knows? Aaron Hernandez.
Well,
let's go on.
Well, yeah, that's a little different.
I mean,
he legitimately
murdered a guy. He actually did murder a guy.
Yeah.
So
there's speculation, and then there's, hey, you screwed up and killed somebody.
Have you ever seen him pissed off?
Yeah, it's not cool.
It's scary.
It is.
I honestly thought I was about to be raped.
Oh no, you didn't just go there.
Well. I mean,
you're a small guy, so I can see why you think that. Be an easy target on the inside.
He has so many on the inside, really. So he has so many tattoos, and it's not even about tattoos because I have tattoos.
Yeah, I have
you tattoos. Have tattoos. It's not about the tattoos. I think it's just his face, and it just scares me. Like when he gets pissed off, he really, really is one of the scariest people in the MLB. The only other person that I wouldn't say is scary, but is kind of intimidating is Jose Bautista. But he's not really intimidating. He just has that douchebag effect.
Giant baby.
He's a douche.
He's such a
douche.
You know, and I love a good old bat flip. But wow.
Wait, let's be honest here.
That douchey.
Let's be honest here. That was, and if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about the playoffs. When the Blue Jays, he hit was a 3-run home run?
Yeah.
3-run home run, tied the game up. It was the coolest bat flip. It was really cool. But There's a
fine line between cool and arrogant as shit. And he crossed that line.
He did. But he's one of those guys that he'll catch a fly ball, all the fans will be sitting there, and he'll fake throw the ball to him and then put it in his pocket and start laughing while he's running away. And these little kids are like, "Why'd you do this to me?"
But he's also that guy that's too stupid to look before he throws the ball and lets a guy score from first base on a nice little shot to right field.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
Too soon?
No, never too soon when it's Jose Bautista.
So, we've really never gotten to pitching, Tim. We kind of talked about it a little bit and kind of, missed topics. And, I know what kind of fan I am. But the thing about it is that I like hitting. I love seeing home runs. I love seeing triples, doubles. I love seeing people score. And the thing about it is, though, is that you don't. I mean, I know people think about pitching, but they don't think about it as big of a deal as a home run is. Even though pitching 1, 2, 3, and getting out of that inning and getting your club another chance to put some runs on the board, and you gave up 0. I mean, or just 0 hits or 0 runs or whatever it is, or just 1 hit. I mean, that's a very big deal. And with the Cubs, I think that's their edge. There's many teams that have good hitting. Yeah. Very many teams that have good hitting. I mean, we're talking about the Angels, talking about Mike Trout earlier. My God, they have great hitting. But you look at the pitching that the Cubs have. That's where their bread and butter should be. That's who's going to keep them in the game. That's who's going to win them the pennant.
I feel like they got too much bread and butter.
They have a lot of bread and butter.
It's
like
ridiculous.
They may have taken the whole thing of butter and put it on the bread.
Stacked.
It's ridiculous. I mean, that's something that I've been hoping the Royals would get for many, many years. We might get one person. We trade him.
Well, yeah.
We have Ventura. We got to
go with the farm system. We don't have all this money to be throwing out at people. We should now. But will Glass open the pocketbook? That's a whole other thing.
The Glass family is ridiculous. I don't know if anybody knows who the Glass family is, but they own a very mass majority of Walmart.
No. He was a CEO for Walmart.
Either way.
Now he owns the Royals.
I'm sorry. He was a CEO for Walmart. He has enough money. Walmart brings in enough money, and he sees the potential of how much money you can make during the playoffs and during the World Series, and he should be investing a lot of money into it. Now, once again, it's hard to say as a fan, but it is a business. He has to look at the business standpoint of it, of course. But we're getting off topic, damn it. So, John, who do you think out of Arrieta, Lester, and Lackey, who do you think is going to be the... Really?
You don't even have to finish your sentence. Whatever you're going to say, Arrieta.
Why?
The guy just won the Cy Young. What else do I need to say? He beat out Kershaw and Greinke.
They're not very good pitchers.
Right.
I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
So there goes all of our credibility.
Yeah. Kershaw, one of the best pitchers to ever live. But here's the thing. He had over 200 strikeouts. Yeah. Over 200. Now, guess what? Jon Lester had 199.
Okay. But look at the ERA difference. You got 2.66 for Arrieta. You got 3.33 for Lester.
Half a run.
Yeah. Yeah. Trade 3
No, listen, I am not the guy that's gonna put John Lester